by listening to your instincts and feeling that gut feeling, you could be saving a life.
Sometimes law enforcement gets used to doing the same old thing the same old way.
The horses are going to walk through and you're going to cast your vote if you think that is horse number 1, 2, or 3. In the backyard where I was being held, there were so many details that officers missed.
The different but same exercise where the 3 horses look the same is really about the power of observation.
We would look at them a couple times and then they took the numbers off, so you had to remember something about each horse. My name is Dawn King and I am a former special agent with the FBI and now a private investigator.
This isn't about blaming or making people right or wrong, but what it is about understanding the importance of collaboration.
Sometimes you're blinded by something you might think is what it is and it's really not. 2 was stripe on the face and 1 had boots on. That's kind of how I was remembering. Do you remember the same?
Yeah.
It's all in the details. So maybe they would have missed 1, but missing 1 can be a very big deal in a criminal case.
LEO stands for Law Enforcement Officers, and it's a program we created to help law enforcement officers trust their gut, trust their instincts, and really be aware of the compassion involved in law enforcement.
It's an opportunity to use my case as an example of things going wrong, but also going right. I was eventually found. The day I was found, Philip's parole officer was very aggressive with me. He accused me of lying and saying that I wasn't these girls' mother. And to me, that made me want to shut down and hide.
As a therapist, the most important thing that I ever learned is how to approach different people. So with the horse exercises, what it teaches us is how different people will respond differently to different introductions.
So I was trying to catch this little horse, and the harder I tried, the harder the horse ran.
Very frustrating.
We asked Dawn to take a break and sort of self-reflect what was going on for her, what was going on for the horse, and how she might do it differently.
And they told me that to de-stress and to take some emotion out of it. So that's what I did, and I went back with a different attitude and was calmer and more threatening to the horse, I think. And so obviously the horse allowed me to catch him. Bingo. Got her.
So the way you approach someone is very important. Later on in the day, a female officer approached me and just sat with me and asked about the kids, and we just talked for a little bit, and it was so much more comfortable. I was eventually able to write down my name for the first time.
And remember, you're circling the word that reminds you of the horses, horse 1, 2, and 3.
I tend to be consistent, and consistent can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. You know, people could depend on you because they know what you're going to do, but if you're overly consistent, then you do the same thing over and over again. My name is David Perticone, and I used to be involved in law enforcement, and now I'm a private investigator working for myself.
So Dave, what characteristic reminded you of yourself with this horse?
This horse is kind of like me. He's consistent, playful, and he's a leader.
If you had to pick a partner, who would it be?
It would be horse number 2. It's better to have someone who's not exactly like you, where you could relate to each other back and forth and take the good from both sides.
It's a great way to know yourself better, to get a sense of who you are inside, and so you can work better with others. I can understand the feelings of my kidnappers' parole officers. It was very frustrating for me being in the backyard, not being found, and the frustration level that I was feeling was through the roof. So I understand frustration.
So the exercise today is you are going to have to pick up the horse's front foot and back foot.
It looks like it would be something easy to do, however, it wasn't. My name is J.D. Hicks. I have experience in law enforcement, and for the last 25 years or so, I've been a private detective.
Just tell them to do it. It can't be that hard. Make them pick it up.
There's apparently a way to do it, and we didn't know the way. We were trying to use brute force, and that didn't work.
Pick it up already.
When you're trying to do something you haven't done before, and it's not working, and you have someone else who's watching, giving you a hard time, it is frustrating. When he couldn't do it, even though I'm in his corner, I was glad at first. And then he was apologetic for opening his mouth when he hadn't tried it yet. So that was gratifying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you're frustrated, you don't take it out on people that don't deserve it. If you're frustrated, you keep it within, you temper it, and you pass it, and you go past it. And that's the only way you can go through life.
We have an amazing program that is available to law enforcement officers. There was a lot of mistakes made in my case, but it is not about blame. It's about coming and learning that there are different ways to do something, and you might just save a life.